Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Chelsea versus Newcastle review. I am exhausted. I'm elated, but I'm also exhausted. And I've got an adrenaline rush because we scored in the last minute, but I'm also furious with the performance. Couldn't even get the word out. They were starting to drive me insane. I'm not going to lie to you. In my watch-along, I started to lose composure. I started to sing Super Frank. I started to sing Chelsea, Chelsea. I started to sing songs because I was actually starting to go insane with the way we were playing. That was probably one of the worst performances of the season. I can't remember a worst one. I'm sure I'll find one if I go digging, but I don't want to because that was horrendous today. Absolutely awful. Now, obviously, I'm going to get into it, but let's just start with the happy things. The adrenaline rush I got from Kai Havertz scoring, crazy. Like, honestly, lost my shit. Because it was looking like we was going to drop points there. The assist, we need to talk about the assist. Because obviously Kai has been in great form. We've given him plenty of prop on this channel. As I've been saying, I've been clamoring, petitioning, begging, pleading for him to start games consistently. So he is doing that now. And that's fantastic to see. This was not one of his best games, of course, because today was just an absolute shambles from the whole team. But he got the winner. In another big moment, in a time where we needed him most, he stood up and was counted for and put the ball in the back of the net. And he didn't get many chances today, if any. In fact, the second chance that he got, which was after the goal, saved onto the crossbar. So Kai was really working off scraps today. But the assist from Jorginho, woo! God damn, wildin', bro. Y'all wildin' with that assist, as Lukaku would say. That assist was bellissimo. It was unbelievable. Picture perfect. Inch perfect. Unbelievable assist. It was something that the game needed because we could not unlock Newcastle at all. And I was waiting for that killer pass from somebody. You know, Kova, when he came on, made us play a lot better. He made an impact similar to how Kante made an impact against Norwich. He was dribbling through the field. I was cheering. I was celebrating the shot on target like it was a goal from Kai before the goal was actually scored. Saj came into the room and he was like, "Did you score? What's happened?" I said, "No, we got a shot on target. We got a shot on target." Yeah? All three of our shots on target today were from Kai. And all three of them came in the last 5 minutes. I was cheering a shot on target. That tells you how we played today. It was absolutely shambolic. But I have to give a lot of credit to that assist, a lot of credit to that goal and that finish. Obviously, the composure from Kai. The guy obviously clearly doesn't have any blood flowing through his body because the guy is just ice cold. Like, when the ball came to him, you'd expect many of our other forwards to start rushing that shot, get confused with their feet. The guy just composed, calms. It's like everything around him is just on pause. You know, it's like time around him doesn't exist and he just literally goes into his own world. It was a wonderful, wonderful goal from those two combining. And that's enough praise. That's where the praise starts and stops because the rest of the game, I wanted to honestly take my eyes out of my eyeballs and dash them across the street. It was that bad. I was honestly contemplating switching over to another program. I was keeping up with the other scores like Leeds versus Norwich. I was trying to do anything to distract myself. Like I said, I was singing songs, I was singing songs. It was really poor. We had no shots on target in the first half. No shots on target for the majority of the second half. Up until the 85th, 84th, whatever minute it was. It wasn't before 80, that's for sure. Newcastle, this is what we talk about, right? We talk about having possession. We talk about dominating games. This was the classic example of having all the possession and not dominating the game. And what I mean by that is that despite having 71% possession in the first half, we didn't have control of the game. How crazy is that, right? That Newcastle make half the passes. We have all that possession. We don't have control of the game. We had the ball for having the ball, just for the sake of it. Because Newcastle were the more dangerous team for the majority of that match. Up until, like I said, we start actually having some shots, which was, like I said, incredible, really. Newcastle were causing all the problems. I think tactically in the first half, they had us absolutely stuck. And I was thinking to myself, I don't feel like it's even the fact that we're playing dreadfully. I just feel like tactically they're just on point right now. They're able to press from the front. They're causing mistakes. And if we ever do get through that press, they're picking and choosing their press, by the way, as well, which is very obviously intelligent from them. They're not just pressing relentlessly. Newcastle are picking and choosing. They're going in their threes, in their fours, in their fives. There was times where we gave away the ball and then obviously we were in trouble. But if they didn't press us from the front, they allowed us to move through midfield. Then, of course, they know that we're not great at getting past low blocks. So they just sat there. They defended. I thought Dan Burn was great. We're going to come on to Dan Burn in a minute. But they really did set themselves up very well. And can I just make it very clear? Newcastle deserved something out of this game. We got so lucky. This is probably one of the flukiest, luckiest results I've seen because we didn't deserve to win. And I can't even say that the substitutions changed the game because Werner comes off, Lukaku comes on. All these guys come on and it doesn't really make any difference. I thought Werner was awful today. I'll start with him. Obviously we'll give praise to Newcastle, but Werner was so poor. Remember, this was a rotated Newcastle team. They didn't have Saint-Maximin starting. He was obviously just coming back. They didn't have Shelvey starting in the midfield. They didn't have Ryan Fraser starting. Trippier's injured. So there was quite a few changes to that Newcastle team today as they prepare for Everton, which is obviously the relegation battle, more realistic opportunity of winning, sending them into further trouble. Everton, my goodness, we'll get onto them. Maybe some other point on another show. But wow, they rotated and they were so organised, but it was also partly because some of our individuals were extremely poor. Everybody was quite poor, but some people were just taking the piss. Timo Werner today, there were times where I wanted to say, we should just sell him now. And I know the transfer window's not open, but I'm ready to sell him now. I'm ready to cut ties now. The guy is just so limited technically. He's so poor. First touch getting called into question by the commentators time and time again. Just so limited. And the guy on 270k a week, £47 million is one of the biggest wastes of money I've ever seen. And that's saying something as a Chelsea fan because we've squandered quite a bit of peas recently, but and before as well. But this is something special. I'm stuttering just thinking about it. So Timo Werner was absolutely dreadful. Mason Mount set piece. Wow. The set pieces from Mason Mount today. My goodness. It's almost like you wanted to stop my heart from beating the way you were putting them crosses in. You did not beat the first man so many occasions. Overhit, underhit, but never just right. If this was Goldilocks and the Three Bears, we'd be rotating all game long for you because we would never find the right spot, would we? You should have come off them free kicks from after the second one. Off them corners. Everything should have been stripped of you in terms of set piece taking. The set pieces, which is the only way we could have really scored at that point because from open play, we were absolutely dreadful. Every set piece poor. That I can remember. Maybe there was one good one, but 1 out of 9 is not great. If we're looking at ratios. He was so poor on set pieces and not great in general play either. Like I said, Werner was poor. The midfield didn't really have much control. Like I said, we were struggling in all departments today from front. I won't say all the way to the back because we did keep the clean sheet. Mendy had to make a few good saves. I think only Newcastle had one shot on target in the first half. That was a lovely volley from Almiron from a situation where you would expect someone to balloon it over the bar. He showed great technique there. And Mendy, he did this little thing where he jumped up over the sea of players in front of him and then he saw the ball was coming in that jump. Obviously, he's a very tall goalkeeper anyway, and then he gets down and makes a great save. Newcastle, I'm not going to say they created loads of clear-cut chances, but there were a lot of moments where they just went wide, just went past the post. So if you're looking at shots on target, you're thinking, Newcastle didn't really cause any problems, but they did. They really did today. They had a few moments, they had a lot more opportunities than us, to be honest, for the majority of the game, and they looked at least like they wanted to win the game. They were pressing from the front. They were trying to make turnovers, like I said earlier, and they were positive and aggressive. And I think that speaks on where Newcastle are as a football club right now. Before this game, I think they were 10 unbeaten, and obviously this is their first defeat since like mid-January. So it's been like 2 months. They've been the second team in form behind Liverpool for the last couple of months in terms of results. So we just saw them pick up that result in midweek against Southampton. They are in a really good form. And the fact that they can rotate quite a few players for a team that obviously have been struggling most of the season until Eddie Howe comes in and changes things, it's quite impressive. And I think Eddie Howe deserves a lot of credit because we've seen a lot of managers at the moment, coming into the Premier League. A lot of managers getting questioned at the moment, rookie managers coming in. But Eddie Howe has been he's been around for a while. He did a very good job at Bournemouth and he's doing a very good job at Newcastle. So props to him. And it looks like they're looking for that mid-table, potentially 12th, 11th place finish the way they're going on. So very good for them. They've got Everton next. But for us, like I said, we just need to finish third comfortably. This was not comfortable today. It was quite poor. I don't think many of the substitutions made a massive difference outside of Kova. Pulisic I didn't see too much of because I was too busy crying into my dressing gown at the performance. And Thomas Tuchel, listen, tough circumstances this week. I thought he's dealt with everything that's been questioned of him. Even myself, I had to take some tough questions on DR Sports, let alone Tuchel. Tuchel's taking tough questions every single press conference. It's not easy talking about Chelsea at the moment and the situation, but look, it looks like we're going into a new ownership. Obviously, we know Roman is no longer in control of the situation. Every single moment, there's more restrictions, and it looks like we will be sold. There's a whole heap of buyers out there. I haven't, dedicated any YouTube videos to that, because I'm not going to sit here and talk about this guy and then next hour it's this guy, next hour it's this guy. That's a waste of everybody's time. So we're waiting to see when that officially gets done, hopefully soon. Full crowd today. We won't be able to say that maybe in a few weeks' time, but I think Brentford is obviously already sold. Lille will be fine as well. Next week against Middlesbrough, we won't have any fans there, I'm pretty sure. But I think there are changes in the licenses coming. I'm just giving you a little update because I know people want to ask. There's a little change potentially. Chelsea and the government are talking. Bruce Buck, Marina. Well, I think Bruce Buck will be the one that would be representing us, maybe Petr Cech. But they'll be talking to the government and trying to get those licenses changed, altered, extended, whatever, have you will. And hopefully Chelsea will be back to running as normal as soon as possible. Obviously, the mega store was closed today. We even saw in the graphics a little bit of a drop-off in quality from the online team. So, yeah, listen, we move, we get the 3 points. I am absolutely ecstatic with the winner late on, but the performance was absolutely horrendous. One of the worst performances of the season. But we move to the next fixture, people, and hopefully better performances to come. And a lot of credit to Newcastle. Proper team. Eddie Howe's got them playing. Regardless of, yes, they've spent money in January, he still has made a lot of footballers at that club play at a higher level. We're talking about Ryan Fraser. We're talking about Joe Linton, who was also missing today. We're talking about John Joe Shelvey. We're talking about, what a great signing, Dan Burn, even though he tried to rile up Havertz today, caused a lot of issue in that corner of the pitch. The fights were starting to break out. I said, wow, this is starting to get into a shithousery type game. And the commentators were like, I wouldn't pick that fight. I wouldn't pick that fight. Well, maybe they didn't mean it in this way, but Dan Burn riled up Kai and Kai ended up scoring. So suck on that, Dan Burns. Yeah, suck on that. But anyway, he's a good player, good performance. And we move. Smash up the icons. Let me know what you thought about the match. I am in a state of confusion and disarray. I'm about to go and contemplate life as we know it, because that performance really has me questioning everything around me. See you guys in a bit. In a bit, people. Peace.